do twice a week. Hello and welcome to episode 162 of Heroes of Handheld, the world's premium podcast dedicated to everything handheld gaming. And we like to include little contraptions such as Vitas, PSPs, 3DSs, new 3DS, and coming soon, the Nintendo Switch is going to be an added member to our family, which we're all very excited about. I am Colin. I'm one of your hosts. I've been here since the very start of Heroes of Handheld all those years ago in a cold studio in the south of England. One wet winter's day, or whenever it was. Maybe it was a summer's day. I can't actually. It probably was. No, it probably wasn't summer because it would have been term time. Maybe it was springtime. Who knows? I'm Colin.
Hang on. We could probably roughly work it out. I think it was probably summer because I think we wanted something. I think it was early summer, like May, and we wanted something to do. Hello, I'm Chris. Hi.
Hi, Chris. I'm going to quickly go on our website, which is heroesofhandheld.wordpress.com, and let's go all the way back to episode number 1. Let's have a look and see when this uploaded.
May 2013.
You are.
We had Blackgate Beast. Giraffe passes, and welcome to the world of Vita and 3DS.
Yeah, that was the first one. Welcome to the brand new weekly podcast covering everything PS Vita and Nintendo 3DS. Introducing your heroes. Fantastic.
Oh, and here we are.
And here we are, all those years later. We've progressed so much. It's the same
Epic hashtag Dragon Direct. I love the old titles. And then I wonder why we changed it.
It lasted 14 episodes. And then I started being a bit more creative. Episode 15 was Nintendo's 2DS Pokemon ploy and Vita Beta Part 2. So there you go. But to be fair, go on.
So good. So good. I just love it. Dating the Vita, new Leaf's new record, and you've lost the plot.
What? When did I do that? Which episode is that?
That was episode 40. 40. I don't know what the plot thing was.
Oh my god, you've lost the plot. Who knows? Well, personally, my the peak of the podcast was episode 81. Happy birthday, PS Vita, Minecraft Violence Ban, and Party to Die For on 3DS. What do we speak about? Let's have a look. What do we speak about in episode 81? Oh, well, that's weird. I've just clicked on that link, and it actually doesn't lead anywhere. That's very interesting. This is definitely something to. Oh my god, none of them work. Oh, do you reckon it's because I don't know what I'm talking about. Oh, I know what it is. Oh, that's such a pain. Anyway, sorry. Oh god.
I've just found something, Colin, right, which shows you how long we've been on air. It's from episode 39.
Yeah.
One of our news items was Pikachu may well be Japan's mascot in the 2014 World Cup.
Oh my god. Oh, Pikachu walks in. Oh, that was great. Mario Happy Meals. Oh, I remember that as well. That's so good. Anyway, we should stop reminiscing. I've got to fix a load of things on the website, it turns out, so that's not very good. Right, hello, Heroes of Handheld. This is the podcast. We talk about handheld gaming, but we then, every now and then, talk about proper console gaming because we don't stick to the topic and sort of destroys the whole niche of this podcast.
Speaking of not sticking to the topic, Colin, have you seen Moana yet? The Disney film.
Of course.
Did you like it?
Me, Mr. Disney, you really think I haven't watched it? I loved it. I thought it was fantastic. The music, incredible. Animation, amazing. Just great. Have you seen it?
Yeah, I saw it on Sunday.
What are your thoughts?
I loved it. It's the best Disney film I've seen in a long, long time. I thought it was really good.
But what was the last one you watched before then?
I didn't watch any of this year's ones. I saw Frozen, but not in the cinemas. I saw Tangled. I saw the Princess and the Frog, which not a lot of people have seen, but it's really good.
I don't think that's true. I think a lot of people have seen that film, Chris.
No. As Disney's go, I don't think it was a very popular one.
Right then. Anyway, go on.
All right. No. Okay. All right. Disney box office princesses.
All right. Well, if you're looking at that, I think my favorite one from the past few years is Zootopia. Zootropolis in the UK, Zootopia in America. That film is absolutely fantastic. One of my favorite films of all time, I would say. It's just so good. Disney, the past load of Disney films have all been winners. They haven't had a bad film in a very long time. Probably the last bad one they had was Chicken Little. Was that the one?
Princess and the Frog. Did do it. I mean, don't get me wrong, it did well, but it's beaten by Disney films including Bambi, Lilo and Stitch, Pocahontas, Hunchback, Snow White, Beauty and the Beast, Tarzan, Aladdin, and The Lion King.
Yeah, I can't wait to watch Tarzan. Is that
Yeah.
a spoof? Anyway,
In the top 10 of traditionally animated films, the only two non-Disney. Do you want to have a guess?
The only two non-Disney. Despicable Me.
No, that is a different animation style. I think.
What animation style you talked about?
I'm on traditional animation, which is I guess maybe. Hand drawn or cell animation.
Hand drawn. I can't think of any ones that aren't Disney. Help, I'm a Fish. Do you remember that one?
I do remember Help, I'm a Fish, but no. Okay, the two are.
The Tom and Jerry movie. The Tom and Jerry movie.
No,
from 94.
not the movie. At number 9 is SpongeBob movie, Sponge Out of Water, and at number 2, second only to The Lion King. Which, by the way, The Lion King made almost $1 billion, whereas this number 2 made 527 million. It's the Simpsons movie.
Oh, of course. I didn't realize.
Of course.
I didn't realize that made so much money.
That's just worth knowing. Number one normal animation is Frozen, and then films like Finding Dory, Zootopia, Toy Story, Minions, Shrek 2, Nemo. All of which made more money than Princess and the Frog.
Well, I'm looking at the Box Office Mojo animation computer. It's giving me the top films, lifetime gross and theaters. It's saying number 1 is Finding Dory on here.
I'm on Wikipedia, so.
Well, that's not.
Hang on, is yours 2016?
This is just as animation computer. Yeah, this is for everything. Anything CGI. Moana is at number 55 at the moment.
Away!
I want to find a brand new island everywhere. I fucking love that song, man.
Also on the list, at number 42, is the excellent 2011 hit Rio.
Oh my god, Square Eyes! Oh my god, that was good. Do you remember that time we watched Taken 2 and we sat in my bedroom and watched it?
We ate at McDonald's, didn't we?
Oh my god. That was life was so much simpler back then. People go on iTunes and search Square Eyes podcast, and you are in for a treat. There's 8 episodes of pure gold on there. Do you reckon we should get the old gang back together and record new?
Yeah, maybe.
We talk about Donald Trump all the time. What? Anyway,
let's talk about handheld gaming, Colin. What have you been playing this week?
Can I just say, you need to watch Zootropolis because it's an absolutely brilliant film. If you like Moana, you're going to love Zootropolis. And that film has made over $1 billion, and that only came out earlier this year. So that says how amazing. So I saw a fun fact or a news article about last week. They were talking about Disney. Apparently, this year alone, Disney has made the most money out of any film studio ever in 1 year. No other studio has ever made this amount of money that they've made in 1 year. And you think Disney have had all those films that have been released, like Zootropolis and obviously Moana now. I think there was another one. Well. The Marvel films, Star Wars as well. So they've made
Star Wars comes out this weekend, doesn't it?
Well, I mean, even the money that they've got from Force Awakens from last year, it's just crazy how much money they've made. Eye-watering amounts. But yeah, Moana's good. What was the main? Inside me, and I know how far it goes. There you go.
Tune. It's really good, isn't it? And the animation's great. The cast is really fun. I loved it. I thought it was great.
You're welcome. Anyway,
I haven't even listened to that that many times. Hey, Colin, just really quickly. I'm gonna do my first bit of talky bits in a second. But whilst I'm doing that, I would recommend you look up how many plays some of our episodes of the Square Eyes podcast got, because compared to Heroes of Handheld, Square Eyes was quite popular.
What? Where have you found this?
If you go on the Podomatic page, you can look it up.
We have a Podomatic page? Oh my god.
Apparently, people quite like the Ed Sheeran episode.
Here's what you have to do, people. If you want people to listen to your podcast, just put the name of a very popular artist, and then people will come. When we got abuse on Twitter from an Ed Sheeran fan who said our review was terrible, and I was like, oh my god, that was a low point of our podcast.
Yeah, not your highest moment.
Let's have a look. How do you find out how much you've
There's a number underneath.
So really,
You
well,
can
so
see,
I'm on.
yeah.
So people search Square Eyes podcast, and you can find podcasts from back in the day. Oh yeah, we did a Christmas one, didn't we? 2012,
Yeah.
4 years ago. That's insane. Where does it say it? Sorry.
There's just a number if you're on the main page. There are really people putting
Where's the
really
number?
nice.
I can't see any number. Where?
Yeah, there's a number. So you go on podomatic.com/podcast/Square Eyes podcast.
Oh, so podomatic.com. Yeah.
Oh, I'm not doing this on air. I'll send you a
Don't
link.
tell me. Just tell them. Get more listens. We get some more Google AdSense money.
Podomatic.com
Yeah.
/podcasts
Yeah.
/Square Eyes podcast, all one word.
Remember that time that person reviewed our podcast back in 2013? He said we have a good relationship. We're clearly very good friends. How wrong he was. Anyway, was it Square Eyes podcast? I can't find it.
Oh my God.
Podomatic.com/podcast/Square Eyes podcast.
Colin, but shut up. There's a link inside the Google page.
Inside
moving
me.
on.
Here we go. Here we go. Right. Okay. So I'll look at these. Oh, we've got 2 followers. Who do you reckon's following us? Holy shit! Look how many plays we've got on the Taken 2 episode. Jeez.
Wait till you hit Ed Sheeran.
Right, I'm going down. So Taken 2's good. Rihanna's not bad. Oh, the Christmas one's pretty poor. Snowball Diary's not bad. Oh crap! What the? Oh my god! That is crazy. For anyone, people aren't going to probably click that. We've had 11,000 listens on the Ed Sheeran podcast. That is crazy.
Which is probably a little more than we tend to get on these ones.
Well, it's just under what we get each episode on Heroes of Handheld.
Oh,
so,
is it? Okay.
Yeah. There's comments on something. I've got to see the comments. I know this is not a handheld game, but I've got to see what people have been saying. Comment. Oh my god, it's playing! Oh my god, it's playing the podcast. We sound so weird. Mr. Popper's Penguins. Oh my god. There's a comment from a. Oh, that's awkward. I've just seen who left the comment. We'll close this now. Oh shit. That's awkward. Chris, don't
like.
Sorry.
Okay.
It's someone.
Is it someone we don't like?
No, it's someone you used to like, but not anymore. Oh my god, no, that's awkward. No, let's move on. No, let's move on.
Okay, I'm gonna.
Getting hot here. Oh, shit.
Let's look off that. Colin, start the fucking podcast.
Right. Okay. Okay. What are we talking about? Oh, yes, but gaming, aren't we? So anyway, Merry Christmas, everyone. Thanks for listening. Goodbye. Right, what are we doing? Okay, so what are we talking about? We had some things we want to talk about at the start. So I want to quickly discuss 2 things. Firstly, Killzone Mercenary has been out for quite a few years now on PlayStation Vita. There's a big hype around it when it first was announced. A lot of hype in the build-up to its release. It got good reviews from Vita players. General reviewers weren't too keen on Killzone Mercenary, but... the Vita fans loved it. So I got that Killzone Mercenary years and years ago. I've got the actual cartridge. That shows how old school I am. But I haven't played it in ages. But a few days ago, I was just thinking to myself, you know what? I fancy playing a first-person shooter, and I can't be bothered to load up my Xbox One. Let's load up Killzone Mercenary. And I forgot how great that game is. Online, it is absolutely fantastic, considering obviously what the PlayStation Vita is. The graphics, the gameplay, obviously it's very basic first-person shooter. It's just collecting things, just deathmatch and team games and free-for-all and things like that. But it's so well done. It looks absolutely gorgeous. It plays really well. And what has really brightened my week is the fact that I've not struggled to find a game at all. Every time I've gone online, there has been full game. So it's 4-on-4. Every single time I've played it, there have been loads of people playing online. So it still has a really strong fan base of people playing it. And what's great, I haven't played it in ages, but I didn't struggle. There weren't, you get in typical games, you get people who play it all the time. So if you dip in and out, you're playing against people who are really ridiculously powerful and they're really hard to beat and you just can't get any kills in. I haven't felt like that at all with Killzone Mercenary. Everyone seems to be very equal in their skill level in the game. There has not really been any occasion where we've been completely dominated by one player or a team. And it's just great to see that people are still playing it after all these years. And I'd love to know how many people are actually playing it online. But I mean, the most important thing is that I've not struggled to find a game. It's still got a really strong community. And if you haven't played Killzone Mercenary, it's been on sale and offer so many times now. And you really need to play it because it's an absolutely fantastic game. And I just wanted to, remind people. And continuing the theme of going down, looking at the past, I also downloaded a little game called Frobisher Says this week. I re-downloaded it
game
from our pals at Honey Slug. One of my favorite games.
Great game. Frobisher Says, squash the top.
Oh, it's so good. And I forgot it was free. I was thinking you had to pay for it, but no, it was a free game to, launch title, wasn't it? It was a really fun and creative way to showcase all the different features the PlayStation Vita has. So for those of you who don't know, Frobisher Says is a game. It's loads of mini games, but they're really wacky and a bit weird and crazy. And the highlight is the person who's Frobisher is this weird, like, a bow tie wearing British guy whose voice is very, very funny. So in between each mini game, he's like, Frobisher Says, Frobisher Says. And like the mini games, like scratching his back, finding the flan.
Oh, yeah, find the flan.
Flan found.
Was there a custard one?
Probably. There probably was. But
I can't remember.
The best bit is Frobisher Says really quick. That's the best one. But no, seriously, I forgot. Like my root, I never forget your roots with PlayStation Vita people. Go back to where it all began, and there's some fantastic games on there. Soon I'll be playing Battle Royale again. God, that'll be a blast. Remember that?
Sure, you'll be able to find a game.
Oh God. Well, there was catchphrases on that one as well, wasn't there? I can't remember what they were though. It's clobbering time or something like that.
Yeah, they would say stuff when you did it. So they'd be like, "Bite this" or something.
It was great. That was good because that was crossplay. I played on my Vita and you had it on PS3. Memories. So yeah, I've been playing quite a bit of Vita this week, going back and reminiscing at the old games. But in terms of new games, not really been playing much. But actually, newish games I've been playing. Batman Arkham Knight. I finally got back into it. I started playing it a couple of months ago. Got a bit disheartened because I couldn't get into it, but now I am obsessed with it again. Just like the other games, it is fantastic. I'm finally understanding the Batmobile and its place within these games. Now I've got past the initial tutorial sort of missions where it's like showing you how to use the Batmobile. It's actually a really cool thing to have if you want to get around the town, the city really quick. And I like the use of it in puzzles, the Riddler puzzles as well. I love there's just so much to do in it. Like you think you've got all these missions, like you got the main story missions, but then as you're going around the city, like more things will come up. You have to rescue firemen, you have to solve Riddler questions, you have to save Catwoman. And as you're going around, there's just loads and loads of side missions you can do, and I'm absolutely loving it. At the moment, I'm not even bothering with the main campaign. I'm just focusing on all the side missions because I'm finding them really interesting. And the thing that I really like is Rocksteady have brought back the ability to scan areas to solve riddles, which was in Arkham City and Arkham Asylum, but they took it out of the DC Montreal game, Arkham Origins or whatever it's called. I love that ability of like looking around and scanning environments to solve riddles and things like that. I really enjoyed that.
Yeah, you kind of reconstruct crimes and things, don't you?
Yeah, that's something they brought over from the Arkham Origins game, which is really cool.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
that was actually introduced in that one. That was a really good thing to bring over. But I'm really enjoying it. It's a really interesting story. So many cool characters. It does feel, the only negative I would say, it does feel like they are trying to shoehorn in as many characters as they can because they know it's their final one in the series. So, like, I don't want to spoil who you meet in the game, but certain criminals who you may have defeated in the last one make appearances, and you sort of think, oh, that's a bit of a weird way to get that particular character back into the game just because you regret the decision.
Well, the particular bad guy that I think you're talking about, I quite liked that they brought that particular bad guy or bad girl back. Yeah. Because I think you can't. To my money, I think that relationship is one of my favorites in the Batman universe.
Yeah, it is really intriguing there, the whole relationship between them. But it sort of felt maybe they didn't expect to make another game after Arkham City. I don't know, but they must have done the way I don't know.
They must have done with the cliffhangers they left.
Yeah, I don't know, but it's really interesting. I know all the reviews I've read over the year or so, people have said, because the main antagonist, well, there's a few actually, is the Arkham Knight, who you don't, obviously, I'm assuming it gets revealed at the end. I know it does. I don't know who this is. That's one secret that's not been spoiled for me. But a lot of people have said that the identity...
Spoilers, it's Alfred.
I thought so. Is it Calendar Man? But no, it's going to be interesting because people have said it's very, very obvious who it is, but I can't really see who it's going to be honest, at the moment. But
I found it really obvious, and I'm not saying that to brag. I worked it out maybe by the sort of first quarter of the game. I had a suspicion.
Right? Is it because they keep saying comments about when they last met and things that
I don't want to say anything, because if there are people who are listening that don't know, it's a nice surprise.
Yeah, I mean, I want to try and keep that secret going as long as possible, because I want it to be a surprise. But I bet if the Arkham Knight takes the mask off and it's Catwoman, I won't be happy, because that's just bullshit, to be honest. Anyway, go on. I see. Yeah. So yeah, I've been enjoying that. I'm glad I finally got into it, because those games are fantastic. I just love flying around, and like the new addition of finding the side missions where you have to look around like the landscape. So you go to the highest building, you have to find maybe flames of a fire or something flying around. It's really cool that you have to do a lot of like investigating yourself to find out where to go, because it's a lot of it is a case of you exploring the world. It encourages you to explore as far and wide as possible, and it's important to listen in to what the criminals are saying on your radio and what the police are saying, because they sometimes guide you in the right direction to certain points as well. So really enjoying that. So yeah, that's what I've been playing this week. What have you been playing this week, Chris?
I've been playing two things. I've been playing actually three things. I've been playing a lot of Far Cry 4, which I can't remember if I told you if I got it or not, but I like that a lot. It's very satisfying. It's that kind of Ubisoft formula of go to a base, liberate it, find these things, do these things. But I really like it. I think it's kind of repetitive, but not too repetitive. So I like it a lot. I like the landscapes of it. I think it's a really interesting setting. I think that the story isn't the best, and I think there's a twist coming, but they've hinted at so much it won't really be a twist if it gets revealed.
Yeah.
I don't know if you know what I'm talking about, but I think there's a relationship between two characters that they've not explicitly said yet, but if they use that as a dramatic hook, I'll be a bit annoyed because they've talked about it so much. But overall, I like it a lot. I like riding elephants. I like doing all the kind of wingsuit stuff. I like the variety of gameplay and kind of how smooth the gunplay is, and swapping between like using the bow to do stealth and then swapping to the SMG and stuff like that. So I really like that. I've also been playing a lot of Pokemon Moon. I've been getting into the multiplayer quite a bit. I've been playing with housemate Rob. I am probably, as far as I can tell, I'm about 80% through the story, I think. I've got I think I don't know. I think I've probably got about 4 or 5 hours left, but I really like it. I like it a lot more than I liked X and Y, because at the time, I quite liked X and Y, but I don't think they had much to gain afterwards, whereas the landscape is interesting enough that I feel like I'd like to run through it, kind of keeping to discovering stuff, and looks like there's lots of longevity. And I've also been playing a lot of Pokemon Go, which ties into what we were going to talk about at the top of the show. Because
let's do it now. Straight in.
Yes. Day before yesterday, I think it was day before yesterday, Pokemon Go Niantic announced 7 new baby Pokemon that can only be hatched with eggs. So these are Pokemon which evolve into Generation 1 Pokemon. So spoilers, if you don't want to be spoiled. Magby, who evolves into Magmar, Elekid, who evolves into Electabuzz, Smoochum, who turns into Jinx, Pichu, who turns into Pikachu, obviously, Togepi, Igglybuff, and Cleffa. Igglybuff turns into Jigglypuff, Cleffa turns into Clefairy, and Togepi doesn't have any links for Gen 1 Pokemon, but does turn into Togekiss and Togetic. You can hatch them now from eggs. 2k eggs for Igglybuff and Cleffa, 5k for Pichu and Togepi, 10k for Magby, Elekid, and Smoochum. There's a couple of other babies in that gen, including Tyrogue, which hasn't been announced yet. So we'll see what happens. And they've also announced Christmas Pikachus, which are very cute. Have you caught one?
I saw one on my what's it called? Sightings, yeah. I went to catch it, then my phone crashed. So no, I did not. But I've seen one in the game.
Since we last spoke as well, they've changed the tracking system to be just the sighting thing, which is a sort of Pokemon stop base. So yeah, this Holiday Pikachu, there's all these new Pokemon. I've been playing it a bit. I played it a lot when I had some time off on Monday and Tuesday because I was doing a lot of walking, so I thought I'd have it on. I was quite disappointed by this, to be honest. Ooh. I think it's probably it's not a bad way of introducing Gen 2. It's just a shame that
to me,
I guess it's a shame because you have to hatch eggs, and eggs are basically you have to spend money on to be able to hatch them.
Well, you don't necessarily need to spend money.
No, okay, you don't know. You know what? You're fine. You don't have to. But if you want to be playing kind of at anything more than slug speed, it is the thing that most people spend money on.
And that's a big thing why people are unhappy about this release, actually. I've seen a lot of articles online, almost universal. I mean, you said slightly disappointed. I think that's a bit of an understatement. People are very, very disappointed by this because, I mean, we've mentioned on this podcast in previous weeks how there's been rumors circulating that the whole of Generation 2 was going to be released in December, which isn't the case at all. I mean, they've said they're going to be releasing it. They're not even going to release them all together. They're going to be releasing it in gradually over the next few months, which is a bit of a...
Yeah, well, they've not really properly confirmed anything. They've just sort of... they've said these are coming, and then there'll be some more news soon.
Yeah.
But I guess we'll see what happens. I don't know. I mean, I think it's arguably... It's better than just dumping like everything out at once.
No,
but
I think
just feels like
that. I think people would have liked that. It gives people a reason to keep.
I think it would have been too much though, because there are some people who haven't finished, like me, like you, who haven't finished the first Pokedex.
Yeah, but by introducing all these new Pokemon, it sort of breathes fresh life into the whole game, and that would encourage the casual gamers to come back. Whereas people who have been playing it for a long time, this isn't going to encourage much more than what they're doing already. It's just it seems a bit of a... I mean, I personally think like they've not been able to implement the code properly or so. I reckon there's been an issue, which is why they've not been able to do it. So they've done the bare minimum to make sure they've got something to show for what they've been working on. I don't know. I just think it's a bit crap to be honest. I mean, there's so many other updates that Niantic have promised over the months, and they haven't done that yet, like battles and trading Pokemon and things like that. You would have thought that would have been released as well, but no, all we get is these crappy, well, not crappy, but these new Pokemon that you can only get from eggs. I think the fact you can't even catch them is a bit of a joke in itself.
You would assume be able to catch them within like a couple of months' time, but it's just a shame.
Yeah, it is. It's very disappointing. A lot of people... Yeah, go on.
Well, it would have been very overwhelming, though, to have 100 Pokemon added just like that. Like, there's already kind of... Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it's tricky, isn't it? I think there's no real right way to do it. It's just a shame that the way they've chosen to do it is one that requires spending.
Yeah, it's disappointing. It's very disappointing in my opinion, but yeah. I mean, it's good they've added something new. I mean, I was hoping that for a Christmas update, they would have made the whole map that you see covered in snow, and they would have made all the Pokestops like Christmas trees. That's what I was hoping.
Oh, yes, that would have been so cool.
But
also, I reckon there probably will be something else, because there's got to be something like a candy boost or a currency boost or something.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people were actually saving up evolving their Pokemon because they thought there was going to be a double XP or double Stardust or double Candy events like they've been doing for Halloween and for Thanksgiving. But no, no details on that as of yet. So disappointing. But I'm still playing it and I'm still enjoying it and I'm still trying to make my way to all these Pokemon that I haven't caught yet. So I'll still stick with it. Anyway, that was a bit of a disappointment this week, but let's move on to some more news. So in terms of the app, let's quickly do this. So last time we spoke 2 weeks ago, we said about reviewing an app called
Oh God, paper.io.
So I'm not gonna lie. After we finished that episode, I went to download it. My phone said it didn't have any memory, so I didn't download it, and I forgot. So I haven't played it. So it's up to Chris to review this game. Tell me all about it.
Playing it right now, Colin.
Okay.
I don't really like it that much. Basically you start off as a square, and you start off as a small moving square, and you get like a block of land, and you've got to kind of make your way in 4 different directions, left, right, up and down, to like seal off bits of land.
Right.
So it's kind of like territory control. But if another player crosses your line, which you're using the kind of trail you leave before you can like bank the territory, you get killed. I don't really like it. I think it's just not my sort of game. It's quite easy to die. When you die, you start again with nothing, which is really frustrating. The people that are all playing online, I think there's probably a skill barrier that I just haven't mastered, but I don't really like it. It's not anywhere near the best Apple game I've played this year. It's just a bit pants.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's a shame because the other ones that, I don't know if it's the same company, but the one that did Snake.io and Agario were really fun games.
Yeah, Agario was really good, wasn't it? But I think there'll be people that enjoy this, but it's fairly simplistic. It's just not really for me.
Yeah, fair. Well, that's cool. I've been playing a game called Crosswords because I was up late one night and I thought, I fancy playing a crossword. And now I'm completely addicted to it. It's just called The World's Biggest Crossword. It's a massive grid, and you click on each square in this grid, and that opens up another puzzle. And once you've completed the crossword puzzle, you get a star, and then you make your way to the next one. That's all it is. It's a crossword game, and it's actually very fun. That's what I've been playing this week.
Good.
Seriously, it's actually it's just simple, no nonsense. It's just a crossword game, and it's actually a nice little brain teaser to have when you're on your break, or just got a spare few minutes. So, because it is Christmas, I mean, we should maybe download a Christmassy app, but then we probably won't be talking about it till the new year. So let's do it. Let's do it. We can talk about it in the new year. It's fine. So. Let's have a look on our respective. We've got the same store actually. So you want
something Christmassy?
Well, maybe not Christmassy. Something wintry, or the theme of winter, or snow, cold. Yeah, whatever. Let's see what the top of the charts is. So this section is called 99 Problems, but an app ain't one. Because what we usually do is go to number 99 in our App Store chart and download the game or application that is at position 99. So in the paid section, number 99 is Five Nights at Freddy 2. Do you remember that? Remember Five Nights at Freddy's? That was big back in the day, wasn't it? Not going to download that. So let's go on to the free section and see what's in there. So at number 99, all 4. Fantastic. So not going to be downloading that. Let's go to top grossing. Top grossing.
I'm going to filter by game, because you should filter by game, whereas you've just got all apps on. That's where you get all 4.
Nice.
I'm going for something from the dice section. I'm going to be playing
dice.
A battle helicopter fast. Strange explosions.
Is that a wintry game? I don't think so.
Well, it's number 99, and also I'm really interested by the title "Strange Explosions."
Nice. I'm going to play a game called. I'm going to play Rodeo Stampede: Sky Zoo Safari, and the icon is a little picture. A little character who looks like he's from the world of Minecraft, riding a bull dressed as Father Christmas. So there you go. That's what I'm going to be playing. So we'll do our research, we'll play the game, and return with our findings in the next episode of Heroes of Handheld. So talking of apps, so a big app that's going to be coming out very soon on iOS devices is everyone's favorite. Yes, tomorrow, everyone's favorite plumber. Now, Chris has got some news on this. I actually was not aware of what he has put in the Google Drive. So I'm going to hand over to Chris, who's going to explain what the heck's going on.
So, Super Mario Run comes out tomorrow when we're recording this on iOS. It's got a $9.99 price point, which I think is fair. Colin doesn't, because he doesn't understand it's not an endless runner. It's a platformer with different levels. He doesn't get his head around it.
Glorified endless runner.
But it's not, because it's a platformer, because it's not endless. But basically, here's the shtick, Colin. Nintendo have confirmed to Polygon and other places, but Polygon got the main report on this, so good reporting by them, that an internet connection will be required to play, and basically, you need to be online to play Super Mario Run. This is the quote they gave. Online connectivity allows us to offer a variety of features and services that enhance the play experience. Super Mario Run is not a static experience, but rather one that players can continue to return to again and again to enjoy something new and unexpected. For example, online connectivity can offer the following. Access to other users' play data and scores, in-game events that will offer players new challenges, and linkage to Nintendo account to access save data from multiple devices. So if players are... So if you're on your iPad, presumably you'll be able to move your save across, share from one to the other using your Nintendo account, but you can't both use it at the same time. This has got the potential to kill this game because always online is terrible. Always online on a phone is a really, really shitty, horrible business practice. I absolutely despise. I really, really, really bloody hate it. I really hope they backtrack on this, or that the statement's been misinterpreted and that you will be able to play some features offline, because I play most of my mobile games on the Tube. You don't get internet reception on the Tube. I won't be able to play Super Mario Run. What a letdown.
That seems very odd, and the reasons that they've given don't seem very convincing to me.
Yeah, the main one a lot of other places are reporting is it's a security thing to stop people downloading it for free, I guess, or pirating it. Which is, it's just very, very frustrating as someone who likes Nintendo a great deal, wants Nintendo to do well. I'm really disappointed by this decision. I think it's really poor business. I think it shows a really fundamental lack of understanding of the mobile market, actually. And when this boots up tomorrow, at the description of it, I would have been dead set on buying this game. I would have been on like a flash. But now, if this is true, I will probably get the free version. I don't think I'll play them. I don't think I'll pay for it because I don't want to be always online. And also, they've talked about the data that it's going to use as well. Let me see if I can find the data, because it's a fairly large. Here we go. My Nintendo News have reported that apparently it's going to require 75 megabytes of data per hour if you're playing for the entire hour, which is a lot. Like 75 is a lot. Most people, some people get 2 gig a month. 75 will take chunks out of that fairly quickly. Especially if you're playing it a great deal, and if you're on mobile as well, which a lot of people will be, because you'll have to be always online. Really, really disappointing. Sorry, you were fiddling about with the desk.
I am, because my cables are being weird. Sorry.
That's all right. Yeah, just a real letdown for Nintendo. I think this really, really. Can you turn your phone off?
Yes, it's going a bit haywire, isn't it?
What is going on with you?
In demand. What can I say?
So yeah, really, really disappointing. Should we do the main news?
Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello, Colin. Do you want to move on to the main news?
Yeah. So in conclusion,
turn your fucking phone off.
Yeah, this is getting a bit annoying now. Sorry. Let me just change the settings on my Mac.
Ping!
It's weird because you're coming through my mixer, but that's coming out through my Mac speakers, and I don't really know why. Because after the party. Anyway. Right. This is fun. Really fun.
Okay, well, I'm going to do my news whilst you're talking.
Yeah, do your news whilst I'm doing this.
The first Pokemon Global mission finished up earlier on this week, and it was, by all accounts, a bit of a failure. So players were tasked with capturing 100 million Pokemon across the globe. It wrapped up early on December the 13th, and it was a real disappointment because the total amount registered was 16.4 million players. I think the thing is, I reckon people probably did catch 100 million Pokemon, but the problem is you had to do this stupid bollocks with the global sync, which involved using this like special ID on the Pokemon website, and then you had to give like a pack of pack of coins to the wizard. But then the wizard had to let you across the sea, and when you got to the sea, you had to recite the words of Jerusalem, but in Welsh. And then once you'd managed the words of Jerusalem in Welsh, which is hard, it's actually quite difficult.
You are joking, aren't you?
Then you had to pass the 7 sacred trials of Garfunach. And then only once you've done that could you do your global sync ID. So it was quite difficult to do.
Yeah, it's quite challenging, isn't it? It's not very straightforward.
I might have slightly over exaggerated, but it was like difficult enough that it was a turn off for a lot of people, myself included. So yeah, the stats are in. 16 million people caught Pokemon in the first 2 weeks. They were hoping for 100 million. You'll still get like a little bonus in your festival plaza, but it's not the bonus that you maybe would have wanted. And it goes to show Nintendo again, or Game Freak in this case, with a lack of understanding of how to get people to play and get invested in a game, because when Steam and other places do this sort of challenge, it's very simple. You do something, you catch something, the number gets registered. But not the case.
I mean, we know that Nintendo have a lack of knowledge of the mobile gaming market. So we shouldn't be surprised by all this.
Yeah, but this isn't even mobile gaming. This is to do with the understanding of the internet and players' capabilities, and just a real letdown. So you can read the full figures in Japanese if you want. We'll embed a link on the Heroes of Handheld website, but I just thought that was worth talking about. I'll do another little bit whilst I've got your attention. Colin.
Yep.
How do you feel about the game Demon's Crest?
I think that I preferred their first album, but the ones after that were a bit disappointing.
Okay, fair enough. I respect your decision. Demon's Crest is a virtual console game which came out many years ago. It's available in 2D and is now out on the new Nintendo 3DS system only as of December the 8th, which is last week. So you can play this if you're so keen to do. It's a kind of old school 2D sort of platformy, combat-y sort of game. I don't really understand it, but a lot of people. It's made by Capcom. It's one of those ones that's got a bit of a cult following. You play as this kind of flying thing. I guess a gargoyle. I'm just trying to work it out from the pictures. There's a life bar. Collect 6 elemental stones. Gain the power to conquer all the realms. You play as a character called Firebrand. You can breathe fire, claw balls, and hover across 7 intense levels. So,
wow.
Yeah, that's worth checking out if you like your Demon's Crest. Why not give that a go at $7.99?
Wow, bargain! I say bargain. Do it.
What's going on with Vita? No, I'm not going to play it. What's going on with Vita World?
Well, what is going on with the world of Vita? Well, apart from me enjoying all those classic games from yesteryear, what else is going on? So I've got a few things I wanted to talk about this week. The first one being that IGN have come out with, a bit earlier actually, with their PlayStation Vita games of the year. And I just thought this list was quite interesting. Obviously, IGN, quite a big company, and just having a read through of some of their choices. I'm not surprised about some of them, but the most interesting thing I found is that I haven't played any of them. So there you go.
Really?
No, not played one of them. So it shows how lacking I've been in terms of buying new Vita games this year. But it's a bit like when you see the nominations for the Oscars for the Best Picture. A good thing to do is watch every single one of those nominations, because you know you're guaranteed to be watching a good film. I'm probably going to do the same here. I'd like to actually watch. I'd actually like to play all of these games at some point. So on this list from IGN, top Vita games of 2016, we've got Darkest Dungeon, which is that grim and quite merciless tactical strategy game where, like, your characters, your squad can actually die of natural causes if you don't look after them. So heart attacks, stress, things like that. And obviously there's dungeon crawling and there's lots of bloody violence. It's just a very dark gothic game, which looks really cool. And the reviews have all been really good for it. There's a lot of hype surrounding it before it was released. Also Severed, not surprised about this, that tactical slashing game from I've forgotten the developer. Who's the developer of Severed?
It's the
Guacamole.
Juicebox, Drinkbox.
That's Drinkbox Studios, that's it. The PlayStation Vita exclusive, which then didn't become exclusive because it went on other platforms. There you go. So that's on there as well. Dragon Quest Builders, which I played a part of the demo for that game. It was pretty much just a Minecraft ripoff. Shirin the Wanderer, the Tower of Fortune and the Dice of Fate is a classic roguelike title. I've not played that, I've not played it, don't know much about it. Steam World Heist is another game that's on here. World of Final Fantasy. Yumawari Night Alone, which was that game that had that creepy trailer all those months ago. And also Zero Time Dilemma, which was actually a really intriguing game for me personally. So I think I will definitely be trying that one. But
a lot of these games to PS4 as well, though, aren't they? Like the crossplay ones.
Pretty much all of them are, yeah, unsurprisingly. But yeah, it's good. I mean, it's nice to see they're actually still doing a list for the PlayStation Vita. And some of these games, all those games are very well reviewed. I really want to try out Zero Time Dilemma at some point because that's the game where they're all in this underground bunker. They've only got a set amount of time to escape. There's like 9 people, and you have to choose who dies because only 5 people can live. So it's quite an intriguing premise, that one. So that's what.
Speaking of press coverage of Vita, can I show you something really quick?
Do it.
I was on the train on Monday. I had a 5-hour train journey, so I bought a little magazine which is called PlayStation Official Magazine. Do you want to know how many pages they dedicate to Vita?
Tell me.
Well, it's over 100 pages of magazine. Now, obviously, some of that is adverts, VR, PS4.
Get to it.
I found a single page, which is the Hall of Fame Top 10, which is their kind of best titles that are out on PS Vita. I've read this twice, unless I'm being really thick, and in which case, feel free to point it out. I didn't even see the word Vita mentioned anywhere else.
Oh, God, that's bad.
And if they did, it was small enough that I didn't see it.
Well, the good thing is that the PlayStation Vita community don't go down without a fight, and they're a noisy bunch. So when things like this happen, the online community go a bit crazy when the Vita isn't announced or mentioned in certain things. But I'm not surprised.
Yeah, I get it. It's probably mainly. I mean, PS4 is a bigger console in terms of sales. I get why they'd want to be talking more about that. But I was just like, oh, nothing at all. You know, there was a couple of mentions of crossplay things, but not in any great detail.
The best place to go if you want a good laugh about the PlayStation Vita and Sony is the Twitter account CEO Kaz Hirai.
Oh, classic!
Brilliant. I'm just looking to they did when it was PlayStation Experience last week. He was on top form. Like he did a poll, and it was what has been your favorite game of PSX so far. There's 4 options. They're either Knack 2, Knack 2. Knack 2, or finally Knack 2, baby. I remember you played Knack, didn't you? And you said it was crap.
I did not like Knack at all.
Doing a second one.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, there's a lot. There's potential for it to be a really good, like, kind of 3D platformer, but I don't think it will be very good. But we'll see. I've got faith. You know, I've got hope.
Gotta have faith. So some other tweets I just want to quickly mention. We have sold 50 million PS4, so we are deleting our console, the PS Vita specifically. Oh, brilliant. Let's just do one more. I'm looking down the whole list of tweets here. Introducing Mark Cerny as the creator of Knack is like introducing me, that guy who shouted Ridge Racer. Brilliant. Anyway, if you want to do that, go on Twitter and search at Kazharai CEO. Parody account, absolutely hilarious, really funny. Right, so what are we doing? What are we talking about? Oh yeah, IGN. Oh yeah, you said you had a magazine. It didn't mention Vita. What a surprise. Yep. What a surprise. So one more, well, actually 2 more things I want to talk about, but we'll do this one first. So are you familiar with Giphy, Chris?
Is it like for GIFs?
Yeah, I think it's the system that's linked to iMessage now, where you can put GIFs into your...
I do use it a little.
So Sony has now partnered up with YouTubers to launch a PlayStation Giphy channel. So using it's a bit of a weird one, this. So they've now got a channel dedicated to PlayStation GIFs, which is actually quite funny looking at them here. There's characters such as Crash Bandicoot, Nathan Drake, and Sackboy are on here as well. There's a funny one of Nathan Drake actually doing some breakdancing, which is quite funny. So it's a really interesting idea, but the most interesting part about this is that they're going to be working with gaming YouTubers. So they are going to help design some of these. So, for example, if a Let's Player, I don't know, PewDiePie or Markiplier was to play a Sony game or a PlayStation game, they could then take clips out of that gameplay footage and then use that on this official PlayStation channel. So it's an interesting way of, I mean, GIF's the in thing at the moment. I know a lot of people use them. I love them.
Everyone's mad for GIFs, aren't they? Especially on Twitter, where it's like, oh, that feeling when you blah blah blah, then you stick a little GIF up.
There's those ones where, like, if someone's disappointed by some sort of news story, they'll put a gif of someone rolling their eyes or something, or if they're shocked, someone running around. But it's nice to see these PlayStation ones do look pretty nice, actually. So definitely check those out. The Crash Bandicoot ones are cool. Didn't actually mention this last week, a PlayStation Experience where they showed off some gameplay for Crash Bandicoot, the remastered Crash Bandicoot game, which looks very pretty, in my opinion.
Yeah, it does look pretty. I think I think the facelift makes people forget that Crash Bandicoot was a little frustrating to play.
Was it? I don't know.
Well, the first one especially, that fixed camera angle was really frustrating when you're like running away from boulders.
Bowder, do you want to hear something that's pretty bad?
You've never played the first one, have you?
Never played the first one. Never. I started on the third one and then played the second one, but never played the first one. Don't know why. I just never did, because I loved the second and third one so much. I didn't think I needed to. To be honest with you, the second one is probably my favorite PlayStation game of all time. Absolutely love that game. The second one was brilliant. And obviously Crash Team Racing and Crash Bash as well. Who can forget Crash Bash? That was great.
There was a Crash Bash game for I think it might be called Crash Party for the DS, which was really good fun. I really liked that one. Had a good single car multiplayer.
Yeah, because Crash Bash wasn't actually made by Naughty Dog, was it? It was made by a new company.
Was it Vivendi or Activision?
Something like that. No. Yeah, I think you're right, actually. Maybe it was. And then there was that one, the first one that came out on PlayStation 2, The Wrath of Cortex, I think it was. That one was quite good as well. That was made by another company. But no, so, that looked cool. Anyway, let's move on. I just wanted to quickly mention that. Yeah. So if you like PlayStation and your gifts, you're going to surely like that. So, right, last bit of news in the world of PlayStation Vita. Kickstarter is the PlayStation Vita's best pal. A lot of games come to Vita courtesy of Kickstarter, and a new one called
goals, isn't it?
Yes, all those stretch goals and shit. Plague Road, which is currently on Kickstarter, is looking to come to PlayStation Vita next summer. So this is an article taken from the Vita Lounge. So Luke Bernard is the person creating this game. He actually got in touch with the Vita Lounge to give them some details about it. So it's a game that's set around a disease-infested city, and it tells the story of a lone plague doctor who returns to their once-abandoned home to search for those who have survived. Players will take the doctor character as their own permanent party fixture and collect survivors that will return with you to your farm. Many of these survivors will have something unique to offer the player, either at the farm or on your journey, so make sure to place them where they'll do the most good. It's a very interesting idea, this. And looking at the plague doctors are those big long those doctors who wear those masks which have the long beaks. I think they were used in Assassin's Creed 2.
Oh yeah, because the beaks have got like smelling salts in them.
Yeah, that's what they are. So they're quite creepy to look at. And there's some art on here, and there's some PlayStation Vita gameplay of this as well. So let's have a look at the Kickstarter, see how they're doing at the moment. So it's got 13 days to go, so just under 2 weeks. It's currently made just under $20,000, and its target is $30,000. So most likely it will meet its target to fund. It's got 496 backers at the moment. Let's have a look and see how much you need to get to make PlayStation Vita versions. So PlayStation Vita. So if you pledge $40 or more, you'll get a PlayStation Vita copy of the game, which is cool. Can't actually find any stretch goals here, which isn't very helpful. So here we go. Plague Road is in development for Windows PC, PlayStation 4, PlayStation Vita, and Xbox One. So it looks like if it gets to 30,000, it's just going to be made for all those platforms. So if it gets to $30,000, it will be coming to PlayStation Vita. It looks very cool. The art style looks very nice. Very, once again, gothic looking, very creepy. Those plague doctors are always quite creepy anyway. So yeah, definitely looks very interesting. There's a town covered in fire. There's weird demon things flying about. So yeah, not for the faint of heart, clearly. But that needs your help. Go to Kickstarter.com. Well, actually, just search Plague Road Kickstarter on Google, and you'll be able to find it, I'm sure. So that's what I wanted to talk about, and that is my Vita news done for this week. Quite a quiet week in terms of Vita, I must say, in the build-up to Crimbo. But have you got anything else you want to tell me, Chris? Oh, by the way, whilst you were talking earlier, I've already searched Far Cry 4 on YouTube, and I found out all the endings. I know what happens now. So there you go.
Great. Well, thanks for that.
You think I'm joking? I actually know what they are.
Only two really, really quick bits of news. Mario Sports Superstars, which comes out spring 2017 and features sports such as soccer, tennis, baseball, horse racing, and golf is the last one as well. They've updated the website, so there's now a load of screen grabs on there. It looks really fun. Apparently, there's going to be 18 playable characters, including Mario and my favorite, Waluigi. So that's good to know. There's a lot more information on the website. You can check it out on there. I just thought it's worth talking about that. It's now kind of more pretty things to look at, and the soccer does look very good. However, it does look like your team is made up of Shy Guys and Toads, which is a bit of a pity, because in previous Mario Sports football games, the team's been more like individual characters, I guess. But, you know, I think there's probably still options for it, because in the screen grab, you can see Mario taking a corner from the left side. You've got Peach on the edge of the penalty box. She's marking Daisy. So
you know what the problem with Mario is?
Oh, well, he always tries to walk it in, Colin.
Perfect.
And the only other brief bit of news before I run and have a wee is that Dragon Quest VIII, which comes out January the 20th, there are 2 new character trailers for it. For Red, who's a long-time bandit and a former companion of Yangus. Red is well-rounded and uses the weapon class fans. And Mori. Mori is the owner of a monster arena. He's got a big moustache, looks like a badass. So do watch these. January 20th, that game comes out. So keep your eyes peeled for that in stores around you. And we'll embed one of those trailers on the heroesofhandheld.wordpress.com website so you can have a look.
Smashing. Absolutely smashing. Absolutely smashing.
I think that's everything. Yeah, that's everything from me. Only to say, our next episode will be a slightly different one, because rather than doing a newsy one, we're going to do kind of a look back on the year and just pick out 3 titles that really stood out to each of us and pick a best one as well.
Yeah. So because people, Christmas is upon us. Christmas is coming, people. You know, and we have things we like to do at Christmas time. We like to. What do we like to do? Run marathons and eat sugar. I don't know. But anyway, so yeah, we're going to be doing some special podcasts over the next few weeks, as Chris said. And then we'll be back ready to roll in the new year with a new host of episodes of Heroes of Handheld. So, yes, next week, slightly different to your usual programming schedule, but you'll still have a lot of fun. We'll both be here and ready to share the mulled wine and give everyone a mince pie. Looking forward to that. Anyway, Chris, we should head out of here now because I've got to go wrap some presents and I've got to go wax my otter. I don't know.
And I really need a wee as well.
That as well. So you can find us at heroesofhandheld.wordpress.com. You can also search Square Eyes Podcast on Google and find all the details of our previous
not Square Eyes. Oh, I see.
No, I'm being serious,
yes,
man.
Good one.
Find details of Square Eyes Podcast and listen to our very popular Ed Sheeran episode. You will not be disappointed, I'm sure. So you can also find us on Twitter at Handheld Podcast. On YouTube, search Heroes of Handheld. You can watch our ugly mugs talk about crap. It's very fun. And you can also find us on Facebook, iTunes, Stitcher, and anywhere else where podcasts are distributed. So thank you very much for listening. Have a fantastic week leading up to Christmas. Hopefully you've done all your Christmas shopping now, because if not, you're pretty much screwed, I must say. Have a great evening. Have a great week. Enjoy playing your handheld gaming devices. Goodbye.